Oh yeah, seems like we are live. Let me just test the audio.
Yes, okay, so we are live now. Okay, so let's have a short chat before we start. What will be our show all about, Eugene?
Sure. So firstly, James, I would like to thank you and the office designer for this special privilege to share my knowledge with the industry. I hope that whatever I share will be very useful to the architects and interior design. Although I'm not specifically, catered in this industry, but when I was preparing my talk, I'll try to make it as relevant as possible, and I also weave in real life scenarios. One more thing to note is that a lot of businesses think that COVID-19, not having business, they are lost. But in fact, this is the best opportunity for them to basically focus on digital marketing and brand building, and basically getting their capabilities in terms of search engine optimization in order, so that when the market and industry picks up after when the COVID-19 situation uh, stabilizes, then they will be able to make sure that their business pick up along the way.
Okay,
So
great. So we are about to start maybe in a few minutes. Okay, so we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good morning. This is the first time the officedesigner.com TOD Talk online will have a show in the morning because to cater for our rare guests. Okay, so like what I say, good morning to all our viewers for in TOD Talk online. Okay, we will have our show for episode 4 is about out of sight, out of mind, which is a digital marketing conversation with Singapore's SEO king, Mr. Eugene Macarius Tan. He have a lot of YouTube videos that you can see online on YouTube. He's very prominent in Singapore when it comes to digital marketing. So I think that since this is his core expertise, you know, I would like to share with our architects and interior designer friends who often they always forget about selling their services online because as designers we tend to use word of mouth or our skill sets to showcase our talents, but with online now, like what I say, it will be out of sight, out of mind. If nobody knows you, nobody will get your services even how good you are. So I will leave the floor to Eugene. Okay, so Eugene, can you explain more about yourself, introduce yourself, and you know, let's talk about SEO.
sure, I'm very privileged to be here. Thank you very much
You're
to
welcome.
all the participants that are watching us on the Facebook Live. We truly appreciate, although like what James said, it's the morning, but we truly appreciate because as what the saying goes, the early bird catches the worm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So without
Yeah.
further ado, let me just start by sharing my screen so
Mm-hmm.
that we can have a walkthrough of what I'm going to go through today, right?
Yeah.
So is everybody good? Everybody is good? Is
Yes,
a
I think
screen
so.
view right now, right? Okay. So today's topic is out of sight, out of mind, which
Mm-hmm.
James has rightfully put it, that if you are not online today, you become out of sight, out of mind, and people do not even know that you exist, right? So today is
Yeah.
a very interesting
That's very straight to
digital.
the point.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it. If you're not online, what can you do? Distribute brochures, things like that. Although in some industries, distributing brochures has proven to be effective, but it's not measurable. Today, if you any activity that you do online, you can put a Google Analytics code, and you can see based on campaign that whether this campaign, this activity, let's say for example, your campaign has a Facebook ad, your campaign has a EDM, which one more effective, you can actually test it in
Yes.
digital. But brochure, you are just sending out and hoping for the best, getting the inquiries. So I think in today's age, especially in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses cannot afford to sit on their laurels. And in fact, this is the best time in this slowdown period where they should up their digital marketing game to be visible, right? I think it's
Yes.
all about visibility online, and later we will share, right? So without further ado, let's go into the proper. First, I would share about my experiences, and then we'll take through what we are going to cover today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I'm Eugene, SEO King Macaris, and basically I'm an avid social media practitioner and SEO practitioner as well. I've been doing SEO and everything digital for the last almost 10 years, and I have a deep passion, and I founded the group called Internet Marketing Secrets. I grew the group from zero to about 1,000 over in the course of several years, and basically my peers actually kind of nickname me SEO King because I am a champion for SEO, and I believe in having and doing the right SEO techniques to get you to Google page one. And if you do the right SEO techniques to get to Google page one, your ranking stays. That is the difference, right, my friends? So
Yes.
yes, so today I'm a independent, basically SEO and social media strategist, and I am an internet marketing coach and mentor, right? So I have done websites for about 10 to 15 years, right? And I was the former digital director of retail banking, did the digital side, right, of Standard Chartered Bank. And I launched the two of their biggest campaign, the Christmas 2018 promotions and the bonus saver product relaunch, right?
Okay.
Okay, so now move. I'm also, I was formerly working in the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Singapore, the Archbishop's office. I bet you didn't know that, James,
No,
right?
I know, I know, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
so I
I'm
was,
a, I'm an avid follower, Eugene. That's why you're one of the persons in my list when I really decided this Thought Talk online because I know you're an avid church goer. So
yes,
of
yes.
course I follow you. I know most of your your passion. Yeah,
Thank you very much. So
no problem.
I was working in the Archbishop's office in Singapore for the last for 3 years, right? And in the course of 3 years, basically in Singapore we have 32 Catholic churches, and basically they are all run by volunteers, and not all volunteers have the necessary digital mindset or the digital marketing skills. So our
Mm-hmm.
small team were actually in charge of putting up training on how to do social media marketing and things like that to just help them along the way. And also I was instrumental in forming this community, this Facebook live, this Facebook page community called Catholic Life Singapore, right? So basically, it is very common that a lot of people feel that being Catholic is very boring. I think it's more or less because the Catholic Church is very traditional, and we are always late in the game in adopting social media and live streaming. But thank goodness, our team, during my tenure, our team worked hard to ensure that all these things were being sorted out. We also ensured that all churches, all the 32 churches in Singapore are equipped IT-wise to do live streaming. And thank God we did that years ago, because today there's a need, because there's COVID-19 that you can't go for mass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if the church is not capable, then the followers can't get their spiritual need, right? So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's a little bit more about our team. So if you want to have the answer of being Catholic is not boring, please check out Catholic Life Singapore Facebook page, right? It's free,
Yeah,
and just give it a like. Yeah,
yeah.
you will see a lot of variety of content, not only from the
Mm-hmm.
churches, but from the church organizations as well, right?
Good,
Okay, so
good.
that's about me. All right. So next we move on. right? Today, in this day and age, I can just give everyone on the internet my digital name card. And my digital name card is imseoking.com, which actually goes to my YouTube channel, and it has currently painstakingly being put together. I have slightly over 60 videos, I think 69 videos there, and still trying to build the rest. All right. So do watch it. I've got a couple of good videos there. Like I have one that talks about how to identify the customer. Another one that talks about what has a bookstore got to do with SEO. So do check out my channel. Okay, so that's the commercial break is over. So let's get into the proper. So today's topic, out of sight, out of mind, we break down the talk into three parts. First part is intro to digital marketing and the strategy. So in this part, we'll look at the intro to digital marketing, the types of digital marketing, and the best strategy that architects and interior designers could use to improve their business digitally, right? And the second part is specially catered for you guys, right? Because you guys rock. So the second part is SEO for architects and IDs. Basically, it's more like SEO and digital marketing, right? How can SEO add value to your business? We will look at that. How can social media add value to your business? And what is the best way to use both SEO and social media to achieve maximum results and good ROI, right? That is for part one, part two. And for part three, we will look at SEO or digital marketing in COVID-19 and beyond. And here we explore the following topics. How does the COVID-19 pandemic situation affect or influence digital marketing, right? Digital marketing fitting into the new normal. We look at what is the new normal now and how digital marketing plays a part in fitting into the new normal and after also the COVID-19 pandemic. And last, I think James managed to squeeze in a very good topic for me. I did a lot of thinking on this, on the bold prediction of the future of SEO post-pandemic. I've given a thought, so I put in some of my views there. I will share that with you. And next, we look at new trends and technology that can influence digital and social marketing. Sorry for the spelling mistake, technology, but it's okay. Basically, it's meant to make sure to test whether you guys are awake, but actually, I made the mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. We shall start with part one.
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay.
proceed. Yeah, I think it's better you give our viewers a brief description of digital marketing, right?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So part one basically kind of like a teaser into digital marketing so that then we will go into the slightly more deeper part. You will not be lost, right? So part one,
Yes.
we look at the intro of digital marketing, the types of digital marketing, and the best strategy that architects can use. Architects and interior designers can use. Okay, so
Yep.
we carry on.
Yes, please.
So out of sight, out of mind. Let's get the elephant in the room, that out of the room, right? It's a big topic, right? Meaning to say, get the elephant out of the room, right? It's a very big topic where people don't realize. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to do this part by asking some thought-provoking questions like that really is practical and really hits home. So in the course of my consultancy work, I do face all these questions as well, right? So firstly is I do not need a website, Then my question to ask them is, then what do you rely on? Flyers? As we said before, flyers is not measurable. You can give out flyers and hope for the best, right? Whereas any digital marketing campaign that you do will be able to be measurable by Google Analytics. Campaign level, at the campaign level, at the platform level, you will know exactly how many visitors or how many people actually click to your landing site, right? So all these can be set up correctly and you can measure, it's measurable, right?
So
So yes,
we're talking about analytics, right? How important analytics is, A and B
yes,
testing, measuring the numbers of the traffic that you are acquiring in a campaign or in your digital marketing strategy. Because I think the way to put it is uh, you will know how effective your campaign or your money is well spent if you do the analytics. If you do the analytics right, there's a lot of softwares out there. I think you're in a good direction towards your digital marketing journey. Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah. So the next thing that commonly we hear is social media is for young kids. You
Okay.
know, it's for young kids. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people do not know the actual ads targeting. So they just
Mm-hmm.
think that I want to target parents. They just do, okay, I just do parents and all that. But there are the finer details that you can do in Facebook ads. There is a pretty useful function that you can use. For example, it's called exclude this audience. So what I mean by that, today you want to do uh you are interior designer, you want to add to anyone that is interested in interior design, right? So
Yes.
you will put the interest as interior design. But what you
Yeah.
can do to make it more effective is you can put that everyone that is interested in interior design but exclude uh page admin.
Yes.
So in that way, when you exclude page that admin, you're actually excluding those interior designer companies in a way. I mean, it's not direct, but in a way you are actually trying to exclude that. And then when you further narrow, you will look at age and demographics setup. And
Yes.
more often than not, as we know, most buying decisions are done by female. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
you want to just target about female only and just do a nice slideshow of all the nice kitchen cabinets that you have done, things like that. I mean,
Yeah. It's
these
a
are,
bit more focused. You're
yes,
you're
correct.
trying to capture the audience heart. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So rather than having a shotgun approach, or you can even test that, you can have for that same campaign, you can target male, target female, same ads budget, run it for 3 days, 4 days, and then you see how is it, and then you adjust. And then you see that
Yes.
you will realize that maybe female react more, or maybe male react more. While in the tech industry, maybe male will react more. Let's say you have a new headphones, the nice headphones
Mm-hmm.
that James is wearing on his head right now. Right? Let's say you're
Yeah.
selling that, right? Yeah. So that maybe that is more suited for male, right?
Yes.
Uh, Next thing is Google My What, you know. So Google My What talks about this, Google give you a very simple and free tool that's called Google My Business, right? Google My Business, by listing there, your business get found. How it works is that because when you do a listing on Google My Business, you allow a website link. So when Google, in the part of their crawling process, they are crawling your website, and then they realize that, your website is referenced by Google
Mm-hmm.
My Business. How does Google look at, and Google look at your website, which is something.com? It doesn't tell Google directly that you are based in Singapore, right? So Google do the mapping into Google My Business to make an association that this whole website is a .com website, but you are situated in Singapore because of your Google My Business listing. So it just makes Google figure things out more easily, right? Correct. So
Yes.
do list in Google My Business if you have not done so, right? The third thing, of course, the third elephant in the room is YouTube is just for watching movies, right? Or comedies or something like that. A lot of people don't realize that YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world after google.com themselves. If you do not have presence in YouTube, then your business is missing a large pie, correct? Okay, then we move on. One more common misconception is a lot of people don't realize that branding is not important for me. Then how do you expect people to remember your business? Remember that on average, it takes 5 to 7 impressions for people to remember your brand. And today, your target market is present in a series. of platform of on social media. So you cannot afford just being on Facebook, because basically the behavior it could be that they saw your brand on Facebook, they Google. When they Google, you are not strong in SEO, they couldn't find anything. Or you do not have Google Ads, they couldn't find anything. Or similarly, if you are strong in SEO, people Google you, right? People Google you, people go to visit your website, but they did not fill up the inquiry form. But you did not run a retargeting ads in Facebook to retarget those people that have not submitted the inquiry form. So then you are missing again the opportunity of retargeting them on Facebook. So today, it's your consumer is everywhere. So this set a pace. Later, I'll go through what is the right marketing strategy, right? So what is digital marketing? This is a big word. So basically, digital marketing, in short, is building internet footprints all around the internet. That is the simplest definition, right? An internet footprint is an online street sign to tell people how to go to your business. Today, James tell me, come and visit me at the office designer office. James has to tell me or has to show me a Google map so that I will know how
Yeah.
to get there. So
Mm-hmm.
similarly, digital marketing is the Google map equivalent of how people are able to get to your business. So
Yes.
we come back to the old fable called Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and
Okay.
Gretel, right? Hansel and Gretel, they were afraid that they get lost. So they leave breadcrumbs along the way, right? They break pieces of bread and they just leave it along the way so that they can trace their way back home. So similarly, are you as a business leaving breadcrumbs for the Google spider to find you, right? So basically the Google spider will visit your site and then read your pages, find whether,
Mm-hmm.
are you listed in directories in social media, and then the Google spider will put everything in like a search index, like a database. So this is what I know about you, right? This is what I know about you. It's like a
Yes.
table of contents in a book. And the next time when the Google spider crawl you, they will update. Let's say you have 50 more pages, so the Google spider will actually update this table of contents about your business. So the more you are on digital, your table of contents become bigger, and Google will see you as being more prominent in your industry, right? So
Great.
that's roughly, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now we talk about the types of digital marketing. Before we talk about the types of digital marketing, we must first know our target customer. That means basically is we call it the customer avatar. Can this customer avatar be met to, for example, my 19-year-old niece that has certain preference, that is high school, that has good friends, that has preference in let's say for example makeup video. So can this be tied down to a person that we physically know? That is a question, right? It's not just a core audience. Second, we must know where they hang out. Where they hang out is outreach. That means when we know where they hang out, we outreach them to the various social media platform. Then third, we look at the methods of outreach. Methods of outreach, we look at organic traffic, SEO, paid ads, SEM, search engine marketing, which is basically you pay Google uh, for certain keywords so that when people search the keywords, you will be prominent there. This is called paid ads marketing. Facebook also, there's a paid ads marketing. There's different type of paid ads targeting strategy. Um, Social media marketing, basically generating content, interesting content that people will consume in social media. So these are called methods of outreach, but the methods of outreach will not be possible if you do not know their habits and their lingo, right? There could be certain lingo, certain things that they use when they hang out with their friends. What are the type of topic do they use? For example, today millennial like to consume information on the go. They do not like long-winded things. They do not like long-winded SEO video like the one that we are doing. They like short
Mm-hmm.
bites. So maybe that's why Nest Daily is so popular in millennials, because they like, uh, you know, uh, something about the country in 3 minutes. that kind of thing. So millennials like to consume data on the go. Firstly, they consume data using their mobile data. So videos have to be kept short so that they don't end up paying a lot. So these are some of the knowledge that we need to know before we look into how we can go digital marketing, right? So basically, at the end of the day, is about effective communication across the platforms to reach out to the potential audience, which is the target market. So now we come to a very interesting part about how to identify your target market. Wait, just give me a minute. Let me just, okay. So who is your target audience, right? Right now it's just a question mark. Do you know them, right? And this is how we do it. Okay, so assuming today we all run a halal satay company. For all of you, if you are not sure what is satay, satay basically is barbecue meat. It's popular mainly in the Muslim, primarily in the Muslim market in Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia, right? So a lot of Malay Muslims like it, but we also learn to acquire it because we are in Asia, right? So direct targeting or the primary audience definition allows you to anchor your current position, right? So in the case of today, if I'm a halal satay company, I will target Malay Muslims. I will target people with halal related interest in Facebook. I will target obviously people who like satay. I will target people who like barbecue, which is similar. Satay is a barbecued processed meat, right? And I will like people who like Muslim food, Muslim related culture. So this will give me a very strong primary audience, right? So now,
Yes.
if you want to capture new market, then that is where your secondary audience comes in. Do you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So secondary audience. Firstly, people who grab food. In Singapore, there's this app called Grab where you can just order the food and then the food get delivered to you with a small delivery fee. Why I say people grab food is a secondary audience definition is because people grab food, people have no time to do. And satay is like a quick party food. It's like really nice to have some barbecue meat in your birthday party and all that. So people who grab food, they have a low resistance of paying online. They are so used to doing it day after day. So that's why this group can be considered. And because this group are the people that constantly order food, and satay is a food. Similar food will be things like ota, kebab, right? So you target people that like this or the Korean equivalent of satay. And then you can also target people who like food in general. Japanese food, Indian food, Mediterranean food. But again, all these comes with testing. And perhaps you can create a food pairing, right? Satay being halal, of course, but I'm just giving an example. You can create a food pairing with satay and try to make it as popular as wine and cheese. Everybody know the wine and cheese combination, but satay and something. So if the satay company is able to do satay and something uh, effectively, then that becomes a common norm that people will associate eating satay with something, right? And next thing we know, satay bonds people, satay builds family, and satay as a party food and soul food. So this is an example of target audience identification. Okay, so next we go to the best strategy of architects and interior designers. Before we go into that, James, maybe can you tell us a little bit more about traditional marketing in the architect and interior designer space?
Okay. So Eugene, basically I use a lot of LinkedIn in my strategy. Of course, like what you say, different people got different platform, got different approach. So for me, I use a lot on LinkedIn. Arid Builders, our company, we established it in 2011, and ever since it has been reliant on LinkedIn to get clients. Okay, so saying that, uh, if I look at it, we've been running it for about 9 years. That's a few $1 million of clients that we were able to get from LinkedIn. Okay, so of course my strategy is connect, educate, and engage. So what I mean by connect is I connect with people, which is like what you say, our target audience or part of the industry that we are working with, and then we have to educate it. That means what I do is I post relevant contents initially. We call it curated contents. And then eventually from curated contents, I write my own blogs, I do my own vlogs, and then I moved into the office designer. So this way, you educate people. People will see you more as an authority, you know. So as an authority, people will start messaging you, and then they will approach you because you educate them. They will see you as something like a more reliable person, credible. So when they need an office design or they want a retail design or anything that involves commercial interior design, they will definitely drop me a mail. So these are called leads. Okay, so we acquire leads through educating all of these individuals that will personally message you. So, like what I say, connect, educate, and engage. So, engage is the key. Okay, you have to engage and interact with your target audience. You know, always answer their messages. This is how I see it. So they won't see you as something like, you're just a figure. You're a person. Be human, right? So this is how I sell our services, right? I did conduct social selling, a talk previously, so it's more in depth there. But as we are talking about digital marketing, social media marketing, I also shared my thoughts on this, and eventually, for me, moving forward, I was able to acquire about 15, 16,000 of connections on LinkedIn, and most of them are really industry people. And then, of course, we have established the officedesigner.com, wherein all of my blogs, vlogs, is a community of interior designers, and it's currently really growing at a very fast pace because of this. Most people are work from home, online, so I host shows like this, okay, to enhance the personal brand, my personal brand, and of course, you know, the office designer as a platform or as a medium to reach our target audience. I leave
Perfect.
the floor back
Actually,
to you.
perfect. Actually, what you share is perfect because firstly, when you connect, you are a nobody. And then when you go through the education process, that is where you giving them a chance
Yes.
to have the 5 to 7 chance to be times to 5 to 7 times being exposed to you, right?
Mhm.
And that's where they build affinity. And when they build affinity, and that's where they will be able to engage. Perfect.
And imagine, Eugene,
Example.
I'm a Filipino doing
Yes,
business in Singapore. I
yes,
don't
it's
have
not
any
easy.
connections. I don't have really a lot of family connections. When we started, we are just alone. Of course I have my previous clients in when I was working with another company. But if you don't know how to strategize, if you don't know how to market yourself, how can you find how can you do business, right, in a foreign country? Although I'm in Singapore for 22 years, but of course, unlike locals, they have family to support them, they have classmates who will support them in their businesses. But for me, when we started the Arid Builders, all we are relying on are just our old clients. And then that is where LinkedIn came in, and it's very, very new. And there was a time in 2014 that I was one of the top social sellers on LinkedIn. And that also boosted my credibility because of, you know, because of people recognizing me more. So currently, I'm one of the influencers. I'm the top influencers for architecture or interior design in LinkedIn in Singapore.
Perfect and wonderful accomplishment. Now,
Thank you.
imagine we go back in time before before the internet.
No way,
And that is a
man.
challenge, right? Because architectural firms, used to market themselves
Yeah.
with using boilerplate brochures and a customized proposal, to potential client. They got listed in, industry
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
directories like Green Book.
Yeah.
Green Book
Those
is
heavy
actually
green book,
useless.
yellow pages
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then, hoping that people will flip that thick book, but nobody does it, right?
No,
Although Yellow Pages sells to businesses, right?
that's why I
Yeah.
also try to hold this talk. It's because still a lot of my friends, architects and interior designers, they still rely on the old method. That's why I was thinking that I think this one is a very good topic, for the officedesigner.com. It's because,
Yes.
we have to wake up people, we have to ask people to adapt and to change. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine. We will have a lot more competitors, but for me, the more the merrier. And at the same time, the officedesigner.com is also doing an advocacy, to the people. Actually, it's more of an advocacy. TOD is not really so much into really profiting or whatever. It's more on advocacy. I have a very strong advocacy angle when I built this platform. It started really as an advocacy site where I can use blogs and stuff like that. It's from 2018. It's almost a year plus when I decided to bring in affiliate members as sponsors. You see. So it's
So
more
this
of
is
helping people. Yeah.
this is really a perfect example today that potential clients might be able to
Yes,
find your architect business through social media, through blogs, through
definitely.
forums, and review sites as well. So
Yep.
now we look at basically the cons of traditional marketing. Traditionally, as we shared, is usually one-sided and usually hard to measure. For example,
Mm-hmm.
you print many brochures and you participate in trade shows.
Yes.
Today, with digital marketing, I can still print brochures and I can still participate in trade shows. But in my brochure, I can put a QR code, to give something valuable to them, if they enter their name and email address, right? And then what I can do is I can continue a series of emails to them to sort of engage and to warm the market from a cold prospect. And this is called drip marketing, drip email marketing. A lot of businesses are not using it, not using it to the full, but this is possible today. And the cons of digital marketing, going full on digital marketing, going too fast on too many platforms, then you have a problem of what you call guarding your digital reputation of your company. And today there is a whole business formed around this on social listening, right? Basically today people can subscribe into meltwater, meltwater bars and things like that to really find out what are people talking, what are the sediments on the ground. But it doesn't come cheap, but it's available today, right? So the trick about going digital from not having any presence in digital at all, perhaps you want to progressively try to work by getting your SEO in order, and maybe Facebook first, and then you go into like LinkedIn and things like that. So it is a gradual strategy that normally we will take clients through, right? Because they also can't cope if suddenly they go onto too many social media platforms, right?
It's very good.
So why use digital marketing, right, for architects? Basically, it's the benefit of greater visibility, and everywhere
Yes.
they go, they see your brand, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And this will result in more website traffic, stronger client relationships because you can really nurture them, as what you say. I really like the connect, educate, and
And
engage
engage.
model, because this is very applicable to any businesses that are using digital marketing, right? You got it right, right? And also at the end of the day, like what you say, you are forming all this office designer, the office designer .com, and basically this is also to help engage people, get to know people on a more informal basis, because after COVID, definitely there's
Yeah.
meetup sessions and things like that. So that is good, what you're doing. And at the end of the day, it also builds your branding, and like what you say, advocacy. Advocacy is the last stage after you have set up all these things, social media and all that. You go advocacy, you get people that are so strong in your brand that they become your brand ambassadors, right? So this is the ultimate aim. But first, how do we communicate effectively? You know, after we know the customer, as we have seen, right? We can use website, landing page, ethical bribe. That means, for example, if you have a brochure, you have a QR code, and then you give out something of value to them. Like for me, maybe I say that you can enter a special members area where 60 videos are available. So for me, my lead is very simple. You know, you connect me on YouTube. I am SEOking.com. You get 60 videos free. Nothing, no questions asked. So that is my lead generation strategy, my ethical bribe. So more often than not, people will start to subscribe to my channel and things like that. So for you guys, you know, scanning the QR code, perhaps uh, win people a free design, you know, free 3D modeling of your whole house or something like that. I think it's very common right now, right? And also now when people are in social media, do you use messenger bots? So today, messenger bots can be programmed as when you call the phone, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Customer
And
relation
email
management
marketing.
software. Yeah.
Yes, CRM is very important in your industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look
There you
at
are.
yeah. So these are some of the building blocks, right? So you have website, you have appointment booking, you have CRM, you have payment, maybe you have pixels. Pixels are very important because if you have a Facebook pixel on your website, if your SEO is strong, people who visits your website today, Facebook, you can run an ad to say that the people who have visited my website in the last 180 days, tell them that, you know, I offer free 3D modeling if they submit this form. So this, how you know, why are you offering it this way is because people who have visited your website is considered a warm market. You have used SEO to get them, so they are not a cold market. Whereas if you target Facebook directly to say people who love interior designs and all that, that is still a cold market. What you can do is you can do a video of all your interior design finished work. You target people who love interior design. People who watch that video, you target people who watch at least 10% of that video, you target them to an offer. So that's a way of Facebook ad strategy that you could use. You could also offer lead magnet, something free but of massive value for them to put in their name and email address. So of course you will need a landing page to build your email list over time. You will employ social media marketing, email marketing, copywriting, SEO for on-page and off-page SEO. You use SEM, Google Ads or YouTube Ads. You will use Facebook ads, you will use videos, YouTube, you'll use Google My Business listing, and you will use Google Photos. Later, we'll go through this as an example. Okay, so this is the problem. Today, marketing, platform marketing. Most people practice platform marketing, marketing on one platform. So what I mean, today an interior designer will get one company to do website, one company to do the SEO on the website that company A built. Company B will do the SEO for the website that company A built, right? Company C will do the social media marketing. And guess what? ABC don't talk. They do their own strategy. So what happened? Your marketing strategy becomes fragmented. This is what happened when you do only platform marketing. Multi-channel marketing is a bit more interesting because marketing on more than one platform usually in a coordinated effort. So it's a little bit more like, you know, people decided to employ one company to manage everything, right? That is like multi-channel marketing. Today we are talking an improvement of multi-channel marketing that's called omni-channel marketing. Basically, omni-channel marketing is a complete and seamless integration of marketing of various platforms that are designed to actually follow the prospect, right? So that's the whole idea of it. If people are in LinkedIn, can you make them fill up a form and then they you follow them with a drip email marketing to tell them about certain knowledge that they want to know so that they will be warm, right? And and the concept of a one campaign leading up to another almost seamlessly. So that's omni-channel marketing. It is hard to plan, and a lot of people normally just do, okay, today I want to do just one campaign, this campaign for 3 months, and then next is another campaign for 3 months. So the campaigns are not connected to one another. But again, if we take a step back and we plan the campaign for the whole year to make sure that everything is seamless and multi-channel, then you are looking at potentially an integrated omni-channel marketing, which is more powerful, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So putting it all together, I thought I just do something very pictorial, very easy to understand. So you have a hosting. If you are in Singapore, you host in Singapore. In your websites, you have the necessary tracking codes. You decide your website if it's e-commerce, whether Shopify or WooCommerce. No Wix.com, because Wix.com is not very good in SEO. So you also decide what type of plugins you want. You want a CRM and all that. Today, WordPress also can integrate to CRM. It can integrate to HubSpot CRM as well. HubSpot has the free version, so you can try that. HubSpot, basically you can create an inquiry form that you can embed in your WordPress, and every time when people uh fill up the inquiry form, it goes to HubSpot, and then you can follow the customer process from cold to warm and whatever that you tag them. I recently started using HubSpot. I'm not really sure how the flow is, but I heard that it's very good. So I'm about to find out, right? So when the search engine look at your website, they look at external links. What kind of links that you have in reference to your website? Don't go crazy building backlinks, because it will not work in this day and age. More importantly, are you present in the social media? Basically, because your target market is there. And you talk about your website will have this XML sitemap. If it's WordPress, it's very easily integrated with a plugin. So basically, every time you update a website, the XML sitemap is like a secret informant to Google, and it says, "Hey Google," you wave and say, "No, new content here." You wave a flag, and then basically the cute Google spider will then be awakened to your new content, and the Google spider will crawl your site, and it will check for backlinks, and it will check for external backlinks. And the last component, which will add everything, or the icing on the cake, is ads. Using Google Ads, using search ads, YouTube ads, GDN, Google Display Network sites, Facebook ads, and LinkedIn ads to bring the business together. So I think this map is quite useful, because people talk about digital marketing, they don't really understand the whole flow of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the most important, Google Analytics to measure everything. Measure, measure, measure. How do you know that you're doing things effective? Measure. Google Analytics is one of the most commonly used to measure your analytics. Hotjar is a very important tool, because Hotjar will the free version of Hotjar enable you to capture 100 video recordings of your user behavior when they come and navigate through your website. And Hotjar has also a heat map on your homepage. You can know which part is being clicked, which part is not being clicked. And if you realize that if you have an important section in your homepage and that is not being clicked, then that is a problem. So today with analytics and Hotjar, you can do a lot of things.